everybody doing? My name is Ken and Stickle. Obviously, you guys know me. I got with me the man, the myth, the legend, Joey Booker. Now, we're going to get into Joey Booker a little bit, who he is and everything like that. If you guys are tuning in for the first time, please make sure to hit that like, subscribe. This is the Keeping It Real podcast, sponsored by Lending Heights Mortgage here in Oakmont, Pennsylvania. We talk about everything, anything, everything. We bring a lot of successful real estate agents, broker owners, loan officers, insurance, football players. Me and Joey are going to try and find a dog catcher. Anybody, anything, no holds barred, nothing's off limits. And we just shoot the shit, right? Just like the good old days. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys like this episode. And let's get to it.
Pretty fired up about this,
right?
Actually, not going to lie.
So we got two options, right? So we can crack a bottle now, and as we sip, we'll go through some brain teaser questions.
We're absolutely going to pour one of these because I'll get rid of this twisted tea real quick.
Okay.
This was just a warm-up lap.
What do I want? We got a couple new bottles. This ranges from like $25 to like $150. Whatever you want, Joe.
Well, I actually brought one of my favorite bottles.
Oh, you brought something. Oh.
Little High West. This is out of Park City, Utah. They have a small distillery and a restaurant that was in this old house. It's right in historic downtown Park City. If anybody's never been, actually pretty dope. There's like rooms you can go like stay in the living room and have dinner and like random mismatched chairs and whatnot.
Really?
But like downstairs, yeah.
So you were there? You got this there?
At the time, no, I did not get that there, but it did make it to Pennsylvania.
Gotcha.
Eventually, but the first time I had it was it was probably about 10 years ago now.
Oh, that's good.
It's nice. It's a nice bottle. The double rye is honestly my favorite.
Can I jump into this? Can I have some?
Absolutely.
Am I allowed?
Oh, absolutely.
Did you bring it for show?
It's here to be drank. It's not gonna stay. But
no, that's okay. So Ben Snowden brought a bottle of Buffalo Trace. He actually let it stay. But if you can't hold up to Ben Snowden's standard, I mean,
the guy's
understand.
really, really tall.
He is a very tall
much
gentleman.
Much taller in person.
Yeah, very tall.
I like the. I'm a big fan of the because I was going to wonder what the ice situation.
Oh, the ice balls,
situation.
Bro. The balls.
It's fantastic.
You gotta have the balls.
Up front, we're in an office. In the back, we're in a bar. It's fantastic.
Yeah, the other offices or the other podcast you went on probably had like chipped ice or some bullshit like that. Nah, bro, we got the whiskey balls here. Shots fired. So again, Joe, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Yes, sir.
A lot of big things have been going on for you. A lot of big moves been made. A lot of waves been waved. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So I guess let's do the brain teasers first. Let's get the juices flowing. We're gonna ask some rapid fire questions.
Hit it,
and then we'll start getting into the nitty gritty. Because I really do. If you can't tell, I want to jump into the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
But we got.
That's why we're here. We're
there's
here to keep it real.
Here. 100%. We keep it real.
Yeah.
So
T-shirts coming soon.
First question.
Hit me.
Favorite childhood movie. This is good whiskey, and I'm usually a bourbon, not a rye guy. Just saying.
It is very good. Favorite childhood movie. Wow, okay, that's
weren't anticipating.
No, that was really. I was thinking you were going to go a different route. Let's see, a movie that I really enjoyed watching. This is going to be an absolute like off the wall answer.
That's what I want.
Aristocats.
Aristocats.
You remember that shit?
O'Malley the alley cat.
O'Malley the alley cat, bro. Are you kidding me? Guy came from the nothing to something, right?
Bro, shout out to my nephew Deshaun and my sister Desiree because we grew up.
Bro, that was the best movie ever, dude. They used to drive around that Model A. The bad guys driving the Model A around. Then they had the sidecar, and then the animation was like just so perfectly like. Oh, and she was a Paris princess, and all he did was he just kept his head down.
Yeah.
You know, that's it.
Wow, man, I wasn't expecting that.
I'll give you one of those.
Aristocats.
Yeah.
So, wow.
What was Pisaro's? Rocky 1, 2, and 3? No, The Godfather.
no,
his favorite childhood movie was The Godfather.
It was A Bronx Tale.
That was makes A Bronx Tale. Actual perfect sense, yeah.
No bullshit. Go back, episode 1, Chris Pisaro, it's A Bronx Tale. It had to be. Why wouldn't it be?
I mean, honestly, Rocky was the wrong movie. It had to be The Godfather, Bronx Tale.
It was one of them.
Yeah.
It was one of them. Wow, really cool, really cool. And that's one of the things, dude, is why I wanted you. I've always wanted you on the show from the very beginning of this podcast.
He has asked me multiple
times. Give you your flowers a little bit here, but you just think, and we've known each other for a while now.
Right. Yeah.
You just think on a different track than most people.
Yeah. So people call it weird.
Yeah, it's definitely weird for sure.
But I'm okay with that.
It's arts. It's an art, right? Like,
yeah.
I never know, and I'm good at reading people, right? I'm very good at reading people. And I talk to somebody and I kind of know what they're going to say. Maybe it jumps me a little bit. But with you, I never know what the fuck you're going to say, Joe. And I love it. It's exciting to me. It's like a new adventure every time Joey Booker comes around.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I got a case of the hops because I'm feeling froggy. All right?
See?
You know what I'm saying?
Boom. I got, one of these is a... Oh, there you go.
We have sound effects.
We only have a couple, bro. It's not like
we're breaking it in.
Yeah,
all right. Well, I'll come back next season and we can.
Next season, I'll have like the board, like all the other cool podcasts
have some dude that's in the back that no one knows. You just hear the voice.
Like Jamie. Yeah.
Right.
Question 2. This one's gonna get a little bit emotional.
All right.
Would you rather travel back in time to meet your ancestors, or travel into the future and meet your descendants?
That's a good question, dude. I'll tell you what. I don't know what Google website you went to grab these, but that was pretty good. The lessons that I've learned, and one of the hardest things in life for me is that like it is borderline impossible to learn a lesson unless you physically actually get to learn that lesson personally.
Facts.
Because no matter, and this is going to answer your question. It's like if I went back in time, right?
Yeah.
And met my ancestors, right? Or even went forward in time to my descendants. Like I still wouldn't listen to any information that I got. Just human being, like human nature. I'm still going to be like, oh well. They're going to say, Joey, whatever you do, don't do this, right? And I'm not going to be that guy that plays, Marty McFly in The Alternate in 1987 and be like, give me the sports betting.
It's the fucking bets.
No, I'm not worried about the money. We can make our own money the right way.
There you go.
Easy, keep
Good
our head
moral
down.
Compass.
I mean, and like at the same time, as soon as you get that this tainted money, look what happened to The Alternate in 1987. Biff ran that town to the ground.
Burned
and
it,
ends up getting bad luck all the way through his life, right? He's not actually happy. And he's out of shape.
It's hey, that's the most serious anybody has ever taken Back to the Future, by the way. But it's factual.
There's something you need to know about me.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you a question before I finish answering that question. What's your favorite trilogy?
It's not how it's supposed to
go. Well,
go.
I'm going to tell you how it's going to go right now. Okay. What's your favorite trilogy that was ever created? I'll answer mine first. It's Back to the Future. Do not sleep on the Back to the Future trilogy. There are a lot of life lessons in there. There are a lot of funny jokes in there. And even the third one, even though most people have never seen it, third one is electric.
Wow.
What's your favorite trilogy that you've ever seen? And it has to be a trilogy. It can't be like one of the, like everyone wants to say Star Wars. I will accept the original Star Wars, but not like afterwards.
No, the original Star Wars is the only trilogy.
Back to the Future is a trilogy. Lord of the Rings is a trilogy.
I had the 3-box set.
Yeah, the gold VHSs.
Yeah.
Oh, we had that on our rack. Absolutely.
I'm going to have to say Iron Man 1, 2, and 3.
That's actually, that's dope. I'm
okay with that. You should have known that's where I was going to go with it.
Well, I'm not a superhero guy. I don't know how that works. But
Cut.
I mean, I like the movies.
Right. No, I get it.
I think Iron Man and Deadpool, probably my two favorite. They're just like not Deadpool's serious, funny action films.
Iron Man, but there are a lot of decent lessons, not as maybe as in detail as Back to the Future, but there are some life lessons. In his whole character arc, however you say it.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Patriarch?
The storyline from Iron Man when he started,
right
before he became Iron Man, as Tony Stark, to pretty much Endgame. The way that he had become more humble, more sacrificial,
that's fair.
More aware. He's a father. Like there's a good line of human that he needed that moral compass to be recalculated.
Redheads, so
fair.
That's
shout out to Gwyneth Paltrow, by the way. If you're watching this,
when
she's watching,
when she's watching,
right? She's gonna look back and be like, oh
she's
my
gonna
God.
find this, and then what's gonna happen? It's gonna be too late. It's gonna be a classic blockbuster film. Gwyneth Paltrow is going to come back looking for us, and we're not going to be here. This office will be empty because you're going to own a building.
We're going to be
You know what I mean? Sad tale.
That makes me sad.
I know. It's a sad tale.
I'm literally going to miss my shot. What the fuck was your answer, Joe?
Yeah, so,
are you going forward or backwards?
If I had to pick to not to be a problem, I think I would probably go backwards. I don't think I want to know what the future is. I think I would rather.
I think that's fair.
I think I'd rather pave my own road. I think I'd rather go back to try to learn at least because you retain like a percentage of what you're going to hear anyway. And I would, to be completely blunt, I would probably be more infatuated with like the cars of the time, or
Yeah.
like the food was probably way
Prohibition.
better, or like.
Yeah. I like it.
All right.
I like
Next
it.
question. Hit me.
Next question. We're going to simplify a little bit more. Get out of the darkness that we were just in for a second.
Okay.
What is the last song you listened to on your way over here? Don't lie. Don't lie.
Wow, dude, that's.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Be honest.
I'm gonna be honest. Good. So today's date is what? It's the December 14th. Okay. I put my Christmas tree up December 13th.
There we go.
And I have one and only one Christmas album that I listen to because, as far as I'm concerned, hot take, Christmas songs suck. I don't like Thanksgiving food, and I don't like Christmas carols. All right? Those are two hot takes.
What
yeah, I know.
fuck,
Yeah, there's a lot of shit to unpack here. So
this is what I was saying. I never fucking know what's coming out of your mouth.
So my favorite Christmas album is the Charlie Brown Christmas.
Really?
Jazz-based, piano-based,
Yes.
very minimal words.
Love it. My dad is a huge Charlie Brown fan. Huge Charlie Brown
I really
fan.
like know even what Charlie Brown is. Like, I mean, I grew up with Calvin and Hobbes, so I read Calvin and Hobbes.
My dad is also a very huge Calvin and Hobbes fan.
Calvin and Hobbes is absolutely
Bro,
electric.
if you go to my dad's house right now, Good Street, First Street, Jeanette, Pennsylvania.
Good Street.
You take Good Street is the street I used to live on, but it's First Street. Let's say you got to go to the bathroom. You open that drawer, there's probably 8 Calvin and Hobbes comic books.
Like OG ones, like original
OG.
ones? Because when I was a kid, I was already so far along that my mom bought the, for Christmas, actually. Funny
so they're
enough.
not comic book. Well, they are, but they're like the strips. Like the wide books.
Okay, so it's probably the same thing I have. They built like volumes of these things.
That's exactly what it is, volumes,
right. Okay, so that's what, when I was a kid, my mom, absolute G. I'm going to reference her multiple times.
Shout out to Mrs. Booker.
Mama Book, we call her.
Mama Book.
Mama Book.
Can I call her that?
You can absolutely.
Why haven't I met your mother? Been to your house virtually.
Yeah.
I have.
Yes, you have. Yes,
it's
you
a
have.
beautiful home.
It's
Miss, what is it? Mama B.
Mama B.
Mama Booker.
Oh, Mama B's a big one. People call her Mama B all the time.
Mama B, that rolled off my tongue.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
where I'm going.
I didn't even have to tell
Mama
you that.
B, I love the home. I love the dachshunds, the decoration.
Please
Beautiful.
do not encourage
Beautiful.
the Wiener Dogs. Do not encourage
I love
that.
it.
I would like to make a very stern point now that this is being recorded. There's a witness and there's audio.
Yes.
I did not support any of the Wiener Dogs.
Really?
If anybody's wondering what I'm talking about, you don't have to go back and watch it. I'll save you the time.
But you should go back and watch
My
it.
family has this weird obsession. When I say my family, there's 4 of us, okay? Younger brother, 2 older sisters, single mom, represent.
Shout out Mama B.
And for whatever reason, my family, my sisters, and my brother just wanted dachshunds, long-haired miniature dachshunds.
Yeah.
So we get this one. His name's Oscar Meyer Wiener Dog. Classic start. Classic start. One day,
I love it.
my mother asks me for some money. And in the situation that we're in, I don't ask any questions. Mom,
Absolutely
she
not.
goes, I need a couple $100. I said, Mom, absolutely, I'm living in your house.
Facts.
Like, I'm, eating your food. Like, I didn't even. She's like, Joe, like, I feel really bad. I said, Mom, seriously, whatever you need. It's not a worry at all. It's a couple $100. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So I come home from work. At that time, I had a 9 to 5. So I come home from work. No one's home. I'm living in my mom's basement. Actually, it was pretty dope. It's actually.
I saw it. It's actually really nice.
It's actually really nice.
It's a finished basement.
Yeah, it's super dope. Mm-hmm. So
you shower,
so I
take
shower.
a nap.
So this dog comes walking in, and my mom's like, "This is Rolo, like the candy."
Perfect.
There's a theme here.
I get it. I get it.
And then my brother just got one named Frank. It's a full thing. It's a whole thing.
Does your brother live at home?
My brother actually just got out of home. Yeah, about 6 months ago. 8 months ago.
So at max capacity, at the highest high, how many wieners? Let me rephrase that. How many wiener dogs were in your mother's house at one time? Just 2?
There were 3 wiener dogs at the highest peak. Yes. But now, but now there's more because they don't live there permanently. So primary residence, 3 maximum.
Gotcha.
But now she has 1, Emily has 2, and Phil has 2. So just quick math, that's 5 dogs during the holidays. That's 5 motherfucking annoying
That
ass,
is so many
adorable.
I think 5 of any animal is unless it's fish. It's a substantial amount of animal.
It's almost not real. It's like you just like look down and there's like 35 of the same dog, and you're like, what the hell is going on?
That's funny.
But see, it gets worse because now that they've adopted all these wiener dogs, right? This has been going on for at least 10 years now. Maybe even 15 years now. Time's funny, isn't it?
It
It's
is
been at
crazy.
least 15 years. So now we have people that associate us as Wiener Dog people, right?
Oh,
so
100% you're Wiener Dog people.
So Christmas gifts, Wiener Dog Christmas gifts.
Oh.
Wiener Dog doormats. We have an inflatable Wiener Dog blow up Santa hat wearing.
Of course you do.
And then if you watch the video that he's talking about, at the time it was a hardwired one, but there are literal fucking Christmas decorations of Wiener Dogs in my yard, advertising to the world, letting people know that we're Wiener Dog people. And let me tell you something, I'm not a Wiener Dog guy. I'm not. But
You're guilty by association.
Yeah, absolutely. Possession's 9/10 of the law.
That's it.
Patrick
Shout out to P.
P.D. Hammonds, what up?
Hey, yeah, that's 100%. It is now a lifestyle for you. Vicariously, it is 1,000%.
I don't want to be a part of this kind of.
I don't
know.
Joe, here's the thing: you gave your mom couple $100 with
Yeah.
no question. You are 1,000%.
I bought that dog.
A part of this.
Just to
100%.
finish the story, I bought that fucking dog.
Absolutely.
And I said, Mom, tell me that I didn't buy that dog. And she looked at me and she gave me a big hug and she said, I love you very much.
Mama B.
And I said, and you could ask her the story when you meet her, because you will meet her. This summer I'm going to have a party.
So let me ask you this: if Mama B would have
her house.
said, "Joey, I need a couple $100 for a Wiener Dog," would you, knowingly, would you have still given her the money? Because here's the thing: it could have been a Wiener Dog, or it could have been fucking black tar heroin. You didn't give a shit because it's mom, which I respect that 100%.
Didn't even ask her. She didn't even get to it.
But if you knew,
if I knew it was for a Wiener Dog, would I have still given her the couple $100? Yeah, I'd have to. It's my mom. It's my mom. I'd absolutely have to. I'd have to, for sure.
let the record show. That's my Pat Hammonds voice. Let the record show.
Possession's 9/10 of the law.
By you admitting that you would willingly do that, knowing what it was going to and for, you are a Wiener Dog person.
I did not sign up for this. I
You
did not.
are a
I came
Wiener
here to
Dog
drink
person.
bourbon and drink and talk jokes and.
That's what happens when we keep it real, babe. And you never know where it's going to go. It's
But
like a
now that
trip.
you have an empty slot, let me just put another of the same up there. This
Oh,
is a
look at
gift.
that.
I brought this. Now,
too kind.
He has one up there, which makes it less effective. But
No, that's not how it
there's a
works.
story to this. If you look up here, you see Book or No. Do you know anything about Book or No?
I do not. I see it, but I do not know what it means.
So there's a bourbon up there
No,
called
the
Booker's
second.
as well. Have you seen this? They have the wooden boxes, Booker's. I get that text all the time. So Book or No was we'll call it the manager, the farmhand of Jim Beam's Distillery. All right.
Okay.
And as the family started to die off, they didn't have anybody to will the distillery to. So the last willful, I guess, kid, right?
Yeah.
He was getting old in age, and Booker No's been loyal to them for. This is a fun fact. I love. I can cut it off if you want to.
Go.
All right. So the kid says, you know what? We have no more heirs. We're gonna will the entire distillery to you. So Booker No and his heirs now own Jim Beam. A lot of people don't know that. And the Booker's bourbon specifically, if you go there, have you been there or no?
I have not. No.
You got to go. You absolutely have to go. That, Maker's Mark, Buffalo Trace, all of them. They're super sick.
Yeah.
So when you go there, they have these big barns all the way down the driveway. They're all black, they're like burned wood. I don't know if that's how they treat it or what. But when you go in, charred. Yeah. So when you go inside, they just rotate these barrels of bourbon. Right. They rotated over so many years. But Booker No, the Booker's bourbon is, in his opinion, not rotated, and he keeps the top shelf of like a very small amount of barrels. This isn't Booker's. This is Basil Hayden. This is using some of it, but
I know what you're saying.
yeah. So basically, long story short, he just doesn't rotate his barrels, and that's what you get in Booker's bourbon, because he feels that it stays at the higher humidity and the higher temperature produces it's higher alcohol, but I think it's a lighter bourbon too. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's what he did his math.
That's awesome. That's a great story. That makes that bottle so much more special to me.
It also helps that my name
I love
is
the stories.
Booker. Actually, so while we're doing the gifts thing, before we go any further, or do you not want to do that yet?
No, we could do. What, you got more gifts for me?
So, on the bourbon side of thing,
guest number 2 in 2023 is gonna have to step it up, bro.
so I went down to Maker's Mark Distillery as well, and
Oh, wow.
I bought this glass. It's a black glass, but it also has like that's actually real wax on there. I know it's kind of
That's awesome.
I was telling
dude.
Kid, it's not like super practical because you can't see through it, so you can't actually see the anything. But
That he can zoom in on it and see it.
But,
That's awesome.
I don't know. I feel like you're a bourbon guy. I think that
Oh, yeah, I love
even
it.
if
So,
you don't,
dude-
even if you don't use it, just leave it here for like a cool ass like a little.
Ironically enough, my first bourbon whiskey game when I first started in the game of it was Maker's Mark. That was my whiskey.
Really?
That's all I drank at the beginning. And then my dad got a job and we could afford actual real whiskey. But I'm joking. No, I fell in love with whiskey with Maker's Mark. It was one of my favorite drinks. Like an old fashioned or a Manhattan with Maker's Mark was my shit.
Right.
And then as my my palate has matured, I've ran off into different things and tried things with. Shout out to Chip Stedman. He's my whiskey mentor, if you will.
Oh, I like that. You
And,
gotta have one of those because when you're out there, it's like having a sushi mentor.
It's too much. Yeah.
You gotta know what's going on.
You got to. You'll drown. You'll get all wrapped up.
And then.
Is
Anything
there
else you want to wrap
but
up?
wait,
on?
there's more.
There is more. Is there anything else? Did we want to?
No, I mean bro.
get
There's
to
no
it?
schedule.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck. If you're gonna keep giving me shit, we'll do this for the rest of the show.
So this is so my family owns it's called a beer wholesaler essentially in the state of Pennsylvania. If you're watching this outside of the state of Pennsylvania, there's a 3-tier system. It's brewery, wholesaler, consumer. Okay, so essentially the wholesalers own the brands from the breweries and then they distribute it out to the people. One of our brands is Delirium Tremens. It's from Belgium. It's one of the oldest breweries in the world. And
shit.
once a year they make Delirium Noel, which is what Ken has in his hand here. And it's obviously it's a spiced
1654.
Yeah, it's one of the oldest breweries in the world. It's actually
Holy
super sick.
shit.
Yeah. And they've got a great logo. They've got the elephant.
Yeah,
right?
the pink elephant with the scarf.
And it's called Delirium Tremens, but Delirium Noel is the Christmas one. Tremens obviously being the shakes. If anybody's watching, but it's a cool thing. It's once a year. I get a couple cases of it a year and give it out to people that I think would enjoy
awesome.
flavor. So
Thank you, man.
yeah,
I appreciate
I know it's beer.
that.
It's not bourbon, but
No, that's okay. It's alcohol.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it doesn't taste like super fruity like what's the Trogs, the Mad Elf. It's not super sweet. It's more of like have you drank Belgian beer ever? Or
Yeah.
no? It's like,
So here and there, I like stouts. I like thicker beers, but I'm not sure how that compares.
It's dark. It's probably the color. It's like just lighter than a stout.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a really dark brown. But there's that, and then
Do I drink it warm? Do you drink this warm? No.
chill it.
Okay.
Well, not like cold, but like like chill.
Okay.
And then speaking of Mama B,
There's more.
now let me tell you something.
Bro, you're too good to me.
I have a story. It will be quick.
I'm ready.
There are a few recipes that transfer down from generation to generation. I'm sure you're aware of this, right?
100%.
And sometimes us being the younger kids wonder why these recipes are so guarded and they're not handed out, because I've given out what I'm about to bring to the table multiple times as gifts, and these people, they ask me, they're like, let me get the recipe.
Let me see. Yeah.
And I go to my mom. Now, see, me not knowing how this works, I go to my
Right.
mom. I said, hey, Mom, so-and-so really loved them. Like, they didn't put it down until they finished it, and I was still there when it was gone.
Right.
And they want the recipe. And my mom looks at me and she goes, no. And I'm like, all right, that's the answer, I
That's
guess.
it.
Right? And I've seen the recipe, okay? It's on an index card.
Oh, this is old school shit, bro.
A sun-baked index card.
I don't know if I feel comfortable with you talking about this on a recorded line. Mama B's gonna hate me before she even meets me, bro.
Dude, it's so everybody asks about them and she doesn't give it out. Now, and then she gives me the old, well, I couldn't give them the recipe. And I go, why? She goes, well, because I've altered it. I said, well, did you write that shit down? And she goes, no. I said, so how the fuck?
No, you can't.
At the end of time, whenever you're gone, how am I supposed to fucking make these again?
You gotta carry the torch.
Like, Mom, on your deathbed, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna ask you for two things: one, a hug, and two, this recipe.
Right.
And that sounds dramatic. I'm not lying to you. It sounds dramatic, but
does.
until you try this shit. All right. So here's the deal. They are standard issue pretzels. Okay. Right.
Let me
So you
spit
see
my
them-
gum
you
out
see them-
first.
yeah, what are you doing chewing gum? Get the fuck out of here.
All right.
All right. So standard issue, right? Little pretzel guy.
Yeah.
Now, here's all I do know about it. There's canola oil involved, and they're big catering, like those aluminum trays. She puts them in the oven. She cooks the canola oil.
Oh, so she rebakes the pretzels.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, the pretzels come out of the container into the tray. Canola oil, Cajun seasoning, and then I don't know what else happens from there. And she stirs it and stirs it and stirs it into the oven, out of the oven, stirs and stirs and stirs, back into the oven, out of the oven. And then it comes out to be, and I know they're in a bag, but that's because she just finished this batch and she didn't have the containers out yet.
So how fresh is this batch?
This was made this week. This is like 48 hours old.
Oh boy.
Now here's the deal. I know it's rude to talk and eat, but
God damn.
These things,
Wow.
Now, if you're drinking, they put pretzels in front of you, right?
This is the most perfect bar food.
It's unbelievable. I keep telling her, I'm like, you can quit your job and retire if we just made these. She's
Market
like,
these.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to. That's the, you know what I mean? That's the Italian.
Oh my God.
That's the Italian woman in her, right? You know the Dagos. I'm allowed to say that.
He's allowed to say that.
I'm half Italian. 7 fishes, the full bit. Try me, I dare you.
Oh my goodness, these are good, dude.
She's like, I won't give it up. I'm like, Mom, babe, I love you. Okay, let's talk about it, right? We could be living on the beach if we just put these things into containers and sent them out. And whenever I say that this is in a bag, it is in a bag. I'm telling you.
Bro, there's some heat on these bitches too.
I'm telling you right now, she hasn't boxed any of these up for the people yet, and she makes them for like.
So she doesn't sell them at all. It's all gifts, all presents.
All gifts. It's only Christmas, and I take them to all of her people. I'm her delivery. I've always been her mule. Right, so she puts together these.
She's got to bring you in on the product if you're gonna climb your way to the chain, bro. Mama B, what's going on?
She puts the basket.
This is it, though. Here's the thing: you only know 3 of the ingredients. Well, no, 2 of them. You know some of the process.
Canola oil, pretzel, and Cajun seasoning. I think.
And the first thing you did was come on my fucking show and tell everybody what portion of this you know. You're not ready for the Krabby Patty secret recipe, bro.
I'm 100% not ready for it.
You're gonna blurt it.
Let me tell you something. I will ruin everything.
Where are you at in the line of siblings? Age, are you the oldest?
I'm the third down. So we have Molly. Wait, hold on. How old am I? I'm 30. Emily's 32. Molly's 34. So 34, 32, 30, and 28. We're 4 kids in 6 years, but we're all 2 years apart.
Gotcha.
My mom was an absolute beast.
Man, it's making my eardrums
I know.
a little
I'm telling you, bro. You got to watch.
So
if you're not used to it.
The youngest is your brother, then.
Phil.
2 older, 1 younger.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Your sister's going to get it before you. You might not get it. If your sisters can carry the legacy, because you're over here loose lipping, bro.
I'm
mad that you told me there's fucking canola oil in it, Joe.
It's not about talking about it.
I want to protect the recipe more than you. That's what it comes. Mama B, when I come over, we're going to sit down. We're going to break bread.
They're going to put you on the wheel. Be like, and the secret pretzel recipe is Will 2.
Joe,
Ken and I stickle.
Joe gets every single Wiener Dog memorabilia. Ken and I gets the recipe.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
That's going to happen. Well, you deserve it for what you just did. Goodness, these are fucking good,
dude,
bro.
I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. You can't stop. Everybody, I get these little, she makes these little,
it's just the perfect amount of every seasoning on each pretzel.
But it's like, the pretzels have been missing this forever. And here's the best thing is, I don't know where the recipe came from. Like, I don't know if she got it from her mother. I don't know. I have no idea where it came. I grew up with these and never asked questions because they're absolutely unbelievable. And I have had, this is not a joke, I've had 3 people so far this week text me and say, hey, just curious, is your mom making those pretzels again? Or what's
those
the
are
deal?
fire. Those are fire.
No, I'm telling you, this might be it for you. Right, this is going to put this podcast into the stratosphere.
So now I'm going to have to make sure I have an order of these for the show. Now every guest, everybody that comes on is going to be like, "Yo, I saw that episode with the
when she's done, I'll give you the little Tupperware one of it, and you can have one for your family because your family's going to have some.
Oh, they'll house them. I might be greedy and keep them in the car or something.
Come on,
don't talk about me, bro. You're not even. You just spilled your mom's half a recipe out here.
Okay, you think they know what to do with canola oil and Cajun seasoning?
What kind of Cajun seasoning is it?
I have no idea.
There you go. Good answer.
I have no. Well, actually, I truly don't.
Really? You can't. You didn't look at the cabinet once?
No,
I'm not putting you. I don't feel comfortable doing it.
You're putting me out
We're deading it.
If you saw my fridge, you would understand.
I have one more question that I was supposed to ask, and I'm going to ask it. If you could have one dessert, only one, for the rest of your life, go. It can be like a specific, like at a restaurant this one time.
French bean vanilla ice cream.
That was quick. For the rest of your life, that quick.
My life, absolutely. Yep.
How often do you eat French bean vanilla ice
Not
cream?
that often. I'm lactose intolerant.
But it is
so
a
I pick and
special
choose my
treat.
battles.
Yeah. Dude, I'm lactose intolerant as well.
It's a tough day. It's a real tough day to realize that.
But why am I so weak that I do it?
Because it's absolutely fucking delicious.
Ice
That's why.
cream
Because
is
it's
so
fucking delicious. Vanilla bean ice cream is. I could eat that shit. Forget about a spoon. Give me the fucking the scoop that they have in the water.
Yeah.
That melts the ice cream. And they
Oh,
buddy, give me that water that's continually overflowing and just dip it in there. I would eat a bucket of it and I would sit on the toilet
toppings?
for 3 days. I don't care. I love that shit. It's electric, dude. It is so fucking good. And you know what the worst part is? Is that people that don't have any lactose issues have no idea how good they have.
How old are you?
30 years old. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 30. I'm 33. We've done it long enough now.
You're 33?
Yeah.
I thought you were way older than that.
Fuck you. That hurt my feelings.
Well, Pete's like 600, so
Pete
it's okay.
is old as fuck, but that has nothing to do with this. So,
I'm coming back, dude. I want another one. I want more. We're not
100%.
even done yet, but I want. This is how I feel about food. Like I'm the skinniest fat kid you'll ever see. I'm halfway through a meal and I'll be like, I want this again. But I'm getting full, right? Like
you get upset. It's sad,
dude. I get upset.
That's called gluttony, is what that's called. You just have a strong metabolism.
I don't like that.
Because it's a sin, Joe. That's why.
I don't like that.
Yeah, well, if you're thinking about food while you're eating food and then stressed out that you're not going to be able to eat enough food before you can come back to get food, you're 100% gluttonous.
No one's ever told me that. That's
You know why? Because only a true friend would be that truly honest.
Can we be done here? That's
Nope.
absolutely.
We're gonna keep going.
This just killed me.
So,
All right, go ahead. What do we got next?
Vanilla bean ice cream.
French vanilla or vanilla bean, whatever the fuck it is. Sometimes they have French vanilla bean. I don't understand. Do the French have the beans? I don't know who has them.
So good.
But
It is good.
But it's we're talking about like there's the plain vanilla, but the vanilla with like the little black dots
With the little specks in it. 100%. I got you. I'm tracking.
Then you eat some of it, put it back in the freezer, let it get that frost over top of it. Do not sleep on the freezer burn on ice cream.
Really?
Fucking
That's weird.
Oh, buddy.
I'm 3 pretzels away from diabetic.
Free
Bro.
pretzels. You want to know? You guys want to know? You want to know why?
It's sabotage.
Every time I go to my mom's house, he's like, "Here's a tray of fucking canola oil." I'm Italian. What do you want from me?
To give a description though, they're not oily. Like they're not soggy.
That's the thing.
Or anything like that.
So here's the deal. They're dry pretzels,
but
the oil
oh my God,
makes the Cajun. I don't know what. It makes it stick to it.
Yeah.
Or maybe the baking. I don't know.
It's a binder. It's what it is.
But
It's a binder.
if you get lucky, once you get a little bit more veteran.
Should I be spotting them out?
There's a sticky boy in here. I know. Actually, I've been shaking these
As you touch every fucking pretzel in the bag.
Okay. Everything's okay. Anyway, every once in a while you get like a chunk on one of these bad boys.
Oh, yeah.
And then once you get to that prestige for all the video gamers out there,
explosion of flavor.
It's a monster.
It's fucking up my tongue because they are hot. Like they're warm.
Do not sleep. All right. So if you don't like hot things, they are hot.
Yeah, they might not be for you.
Now I've been born and raised with this stuff, so this is basically heat and celery to me.
Yeah.
But
it's warm. It's warm, and I'm not. So to most people, it's not like.
we were on the cube, or what's the deal?
Have you had Bradshaw?
No, give me a Bradshaw. Let's do
Bradshaw's
that.
good.
Yeah, let's do that. Let me see some of that. I've never had Bradshaw.
Bradshaw's good.
This is electric.
There's also like Blade and Bow. That's actually from Kentucky. Our friends went on the bourbon tour. My mentor, Blade and Bow with the key on it.
Yeah, I'm taking this. Sorry.
So crack it open. It's brand new. It's never even been opened.
You let me do this?
And that's a rare bottle. Yeah.
Do you want me to do it? Or do you
Absolutely.
Want to do it?
No, I want you to do it. You're my guest. Actually, I'm gonna go for it too. But no, that's a very very.
I
good
don't want to
bottle.
break this, so I'm not really sure.
You're good. So you collect the keys. There's 6 different keys.
What a noise.
The audience heard that, and it was beautiful. So yeah, there's 6 different keys.
It's like Blanton's where they spell the word Blanton. No.
Yeah,
That's
it's
super
very
cool.
good.
That's super cool. Look at that.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. You know what this could slightly turn into? This podcast could literally turn into a bourbon tasting, successful,
100%.
hardworking
Yeah.
person show.
And it
you
will.
know what I mean? Like
100%. That's where we're going.
Like it doesn't. It started with real estate, obviously, because that's what we're in. But
Right.
like, it could really get to.
But here's the thing, dude.
This room, when you get into this room, and you start finding people that have like random ass bottles, they don't care who you are, where you're from, or what you do. When you have a bottle that they've never seen, There's a bottle.
100%.
There's a brand out there, and it's called like Last Barrel or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've never heard of it. No.
So it's.
I'm new into the game though. I've only been doing whiskey for about a year and a half.
I'm about to blow your fucking mind. So, he was a client.
Okay.
He's a professional poker player.
Oh, he knows his alcohol.
And he loves bourbon. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a brand called like Last Barrel or something, and what they do, this distillery, is they buy brands that are dead. All right. So, like for example, when distillery
Pour some of that bitch out while you're talking.
a distillery, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm doing the talking thing.
It's okay.
A distillery in Scotland is
No more.
shutting down this one line, but they don't have enough barrels to produce a full production of bottles, right?
Gotcha.
They'll sell it to this Last Barrel company, and then that company will brand it under a different
I got you.
label or something.
Okay.
But they tell a story. But
So it's like a bourbon rescue almost.
yeah, but the stuff that they're getting is literally such small batch that it's really, really good shit for not that much money. It's unbelievable.
Really?
Oh, you take the key off. I'm sorry.
No. I don't. It looked like it wasn't.
I don't know.
shutting
I
without
honestly
it.
don't know what it's called. I'm going to get corrected. But it's unbelievable.
Anybody that
I've
knows,
gone
put
over-
it in the comment section so we can look it up.
I went over to his place the other day, and we had some, and it was fucking absolutely fantastic. It was so fucking
Yeah.
good. And I'm actually going to...
So here's my problem with that. And it's not necessarily the problem, but it's the way that I think, right? So I've had certain things. I've had pretty rare ones.
I like that. That's good stuff. That's
I've
good
had
stuff.
pretty rare bottles. I've
You wanna
had...
put that back?
Yeah. I've had regular, every day you can get them anywhere bottles. So like that Jacob's Pardon, I liked it because of the story. That's the way back. The story on it, the bottle, I liked it. It's like 110 or 115 proof. It's very fucking hot.
That's tough sometimes.
But it was, it's a $100 bottle. I can't really justify much more than that. But back to what I say, I digress. You find that, right, from this Last Chance or whatever the name is, and
I don't know what the name
let's
is.
say you fall in love with it. What do you do now?
You get fucked.
Right?
That's the worst thing about
That's
it.
the scary part of it. If there's something that I absolutely love and then it goes away, it's
We
like,
had this bottle, man. And it was the tastiest thing I've ever had.
really?
And he was like, it's already sold out.
No shit.
So we got to make some
Later,
moves
bro.
here because I feel like we're getting long.
Yeah,
I'm getting
we're-
long.
For sure. So,
Not long, fam. What up, bitch?
hey,
All right, hit me with the questions.
So-
give me what you want to ask.
Well,
Ask me what you want to ask me. Because I'm here for the people. I'm here for you. I'm here for...
here's the mission, right?
The bourbon.
So the mission originally was to bring in people in real estate, right?
Yes.
My problem is since I've been in the industry, I've met a lot of amazing people, and it's
Absolutely.
just the way that it rolls. So what I wanted to do was put a spotlight as big as I could on the good people, on the people that are doing it. Because here's the thing: you could be a piece of shit and be rich as fuck in this industry and make a lot of money. You could also be very good and make a lot of money. There's no moral compass in the industry as a whole. It really comes down to the individual.
It
how
is
they
tough
grab business.
when you look at it from your perspective, isn't it?
100%.
Because we don't see it from that perspective. All we see is volume, right? So we just look at agents that are like, oh, I can't believe that they did. Now, I'm not going to say any names, and I have no disrespect for this person, but like you're talking about people that do $30 million, $40, $50 million dollars a year, right? That do 22 transactions. Now, for anybody listening outside of Pittsburgh, our average sales price is like $250, $225.
That's fair.
Something.
Yeah, that's fair.
So for someone to have
County,
the average, let's put it this way. This is easier. The average income for a single proprietor in Allegheny County is $55,000. Average household income in Allegheny County is somewhere between $75,000 and $100,000.
Yeah.
Which approves you for how much? With no debt. Just like 300, 400, 500?
at best, if they have really good credit.
Let's go all the way to the top. How much?
Yeah.
500?
No, for with
100 grand a year, both people.
with no outside
Just
debt.
don't get too deep. Just 100 grand a year.
On
Can
average,
I buy a
I'd say
350? I buy a 350?
I'd say about 350,
Okay.
and that's there's a lot of variables. As a
We're
broker,
not-
as a lender, I want to, because there's some other lender that's watching this like, motherfucker, blah, blah, what about this
I
interest
know.
rates?
I
and blah,
will.
blah, blah.
I'm
But
going to give you the asterisk you deserve.
I would say average.
This is the
that's
agent
average. Yeah.
talking to him, just
Yeah.
giving. I'm thinking bigger than just Pittsburgh watching this. I'm thinking because it's so crazy when people come to Pittsburgh and they're like, dude, your average sales price is fucking 2.25.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, dude, like that's my bread and butter. Like, it's, you know what I mean? It's,
100%.
it's just a two, right? It takes 5 to get to $1 million. They're like, bro, I sell 12 houses a year and my volume's 24
And
million.
that's
I'm
it.
like, and I'm like, I mean, that's cool, but also your standard of living super high. We're not going to go down that hole.
Right.
But the point I'm making is that there are people in Pittsburgh that do that, though.
Yes.
They have the clientele. They're in the rooms that I only wish I could be in.
The luxury lenders.
Luxury lenders, luxury agents. You want to call them luxury, whatever. You know what? They don't see it as luxury. They just see it as their friends.
Right. That's
And
fair.
that's the reality of it. Is that they get into those rooms. It'd just be like me in my room.
Keep going.
It'd just be me in my room, right? Talking to my people. Where are you going?
I'm looking at the camera.
All right. It's just like these people are, you know, their husband and wife, their friends, their colleagues. They're in this room where these people are making this kind of money, and at that point in time, it's really not that special, right?
For
because
sure.
everything's relative.
I like that. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I can track. Yeah.
So like once you get up to that point, right? So these real estate agents that want to come into the game, right? You want to sign up. You want to be a brand new agent. Like, yo, I want to sell $1 million houses. And I'm like, okay, well, you're in the wrong market.
yeah.
You want to come into Pittsburgh's game? I'll tell you how to do it. And I'll tell you how to do it the right way. And I'll tell you how to fucking make it happen. But your average sales price when you first get started for the first 2 years is going to be, let me hit that. Your first 2 years is going to be about $1.25, 200 maybe.
Yeah.
But these
Is
cats,
that? Let me ask you this: is that a hard pill when you talk to a newer agent or something like that? As far as setting the expectation,
Love
bro, it's
that.
like it's the coldest cold that you
love
can
that.
find.
Love everything about it.
As far as setting the expectation to a new agent, maybe, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but you see these selling sunsets, you see these selling Tampa and all this other bullshit. Is there a disconnect when somebody thinks that they're going to come in and do something that is just not plausible?
I'll
in
read
this
ahead.
market?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Actually, 130%, to be completely blunt with you.
Okay.
You guys want to see what I learned at CCAC? Hold on. Right there.
Is that where you went to school?
I went to community college of Allegheny County.
So
Never forget.
I learned.
Damn it. Obviously not that well.
I used to twirl it like this.
Look at that.
I got one too. So I used to
Can you do
twirl it
it?
like this.
Oh, you did the band club thing.
You know where I got it from?
where?
Top Gun. Iceman. Shout out to Top Gun.
We
Shout
have
out
Top
to,
Gun glasses here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
That one is. That's actually Top Dad. That was a Father's Day gift to me. It's Top Dad.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, my kids
you
are
get the-
fucking
you get
badass,
the-
dude.
Dude, what a great gift.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Same thing. It's a different model, but
I will
salute.
say this: Ken is a fantastic father, and I don't know that from
And
sitting next to him, but
I appreciate that.
his morals, his ethics, his drive are going to teach whomever he produced to do well.
Thank
All
you.
right,
I
go
appreciate that. You hear that, kids? Anyways,
Yeah, hey, you know
little
what? You asked
shits.
that question about the past and the future. Let me be the future for you kids. Let me tell you.
yeah, that's it. So, like I
Let's
said,
get to the meat here. Let's get
So
to the meat. We're
this
doing
is
a
what I'm
lot.
getting
We're doing a
at.
lot of round here.
no, it's you, bro. Let me run my show, and then we'll fucking get where I want to go, right? So
I'm coming back for
Joey
episode 2,
fucking
bitch.
Booker, right? Like I said, I started this podcast in the hopes to shine a light on the good motherfucking people, right?
That's where we got. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's
'Cause we're
where I
running- we're
started,
running, yeah,
right?
yeah. I ramble. I'm sorry, everybody.
and-
I'm sorry. I ramble.
Coming from where I come from, I'm not good at the caddy, right? I'm not good at. There's a lot of subliminal messages. There's a lot of jabs, verbal jabs that get thrown in the industry. People talking shit on other people, blah blah blah, whatever. Where we grew up, you get punched in the mouth for shit like that, right? So it's different, and this is a bridge that I'm trying to cross. Not to say that I've like fought my whole life or anything like that.
I will explain that later. Because
So, but my point is that
He's not a violent person, I'll
I
explain.
saw the opportunity to magnify the people that are doing this for the right reasons. And, you know, everybody jumped into this industry. I would say 99% of the people jumped into this industry on the fact of I can make a shitload of money.
well, it's the fast cash. Yeah,
Right.
of course. Yeah, it's
But-
TikTok. It's social media. Yeah,
it's right. It's instant,
It's
right?
It's like you said, selling Sunset. It's selling it Atlanta.
Exactly.
Selling Tampa. Whatever
Exactly.
the fuck show you're watching. What's his name? Ryan up in New York.
Sirhan. Ryan
Sirhan, yeah, Ryan Sirhan, right? But that dude also has some good. But good. Continue.
Well, so the point is that I just wanted an opportunity to
yeah.
pull those people out and really put them out there, right? But I realized quickly that the only motherfuckers that watch real estate shit like this are other people in real estate.
That
right?
is correct, yeah.
And you
Unless
know,
we have
I've
an
had this
extremely
conversation.
funny episode.
Exactly. That's what we're doing. So we have shifted, right? We have shifted. And some of you will notice the name it used to be of this podcast was the Keeping It Real Estate.
Right.
We're shifting to
Which is
the
an
Keeping
incredible
It-
marketing campaign.
It's beautiful. But we're going to be the Keeping It Real podcast, because even though I'm going to shout you out, even though we're going to have different people on here, we're going to have all kinds of people on here in the Pittsburgh industry that's making it grow, making it a better place. So the audience in turn is going to expand as well. But like I said, that was the initial.
Right.
And now as we move forward, I more or less want to just target the people. Right. So I've known you for a little while, and this is why I want to bring you on the show. The first thing is your media presence is awesome. Right. The way you handle social media is absolutely an art and a craft. And I'm going to give you, as the young kids say, I'm going to give you your flowers. Right.
If I could quote Ken and I, this is a true story. We were in a meeting once. It was a Zoom meeting on a panel.
Oh, shit.
And Ken and I was talking about, I think we were talking about marketing or something. Or he was talking about using him and his business, like, I can help your marketing, and he pauses. And this was not, I didn't pay him, and I didn't give him the 20, I didn't give him anything. He literally said, for anybody listening in the room, Joey Booker has figured it out. And I am flattered to this day. Do you remember that day?
Absolutely, 100%.
I'm flattered by that comment. I have not figured it out. What I've done, we'll finish your question.
So I think what you've done, but my question as we move forward is the way that you are you is the most genuine thing. It's the easiest thing for you. And it's the most attractive thing for somebody on the outside. Right? So when I watch these people and it's like, hey, I'm this and I can do this.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Dude.
But it's like, bro, that's not you.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
You can't maintain that.
No, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Right? But I watch you and it's like, bro, that shit didn't, 90% of that video had jack shit to do with real estate, but I want to fuck with you. I trust, there's a psychology behind marketing that I think you have mastered by almost just being, by not being afraid to fall, like, just be you.
Would it blow your mind if you knew that I didn't do any math behind any of this?
No, it wouldn't, because it wouldn't, because that's what I was hoping for. Right? I didn't want there to be like, dude, I got a team of people. They're like, this is what normal people do on a daily basis. No, it's just me, bro. Put me on the fucking camera. I'll say some fucking shit and they'll fall in love with me.
Not the most, but I would say that I am amongst the people, the very few amount of people that are unapologetically themselves.
Yes. That's it. That's it. 100%.
And the hardest thing in sales, especially in our world, now that we're that sounds like I'm 100 years old. We're in a very media age, right?
For sure.
When I first started, so I've had my license for 7 years, all right, maybe 8 years now, actually. And when I first started, I thought everything was just going to, I was old school. I was like white pages, right? I was like, oh, it'll come to me. But then a year in, I sold one house. Year one, I sold one house. I made $2,000.
This is important for the new agents. Pay attention to this.
This is a true story. I had my license for 12 months. I sold one house. That is a true story.
Okay.
At the end of that year one, I started to hold myself accountable, and I saw, and this might sound like a fucking .com boom or like a fucking whatever, because
that's what they market, but this is real.
But what I would like to portray to any real estate agent listening to this, I'm not a professor. I'm not a professional. I'm not a perfect person. Everybody has their own bit, okay? I'm not sitting here reading the Bible of Joey. I just want that to be very clear. I don't take myself too seriously. You don't understand what I'm saying here? Mm-hmm. I don't want people to be like, oh, Joey, you've only made so much. No, I'm being serious with you, right? So the point is that I found a point in my career where I realized I had a case of the fuck-its, right?
That's beautiful.
It was like, why am I trying to wear a suit? Because if you look back at my, I know we're probably running long.
No, you're good.
I'm talking.
You're good. I'm just making sure we're tracking.
I'm talking.
If I look back, you're on to something right now.
I know, but if I look back, right, and I see the difference between where I started and then like when I started to get business, there was a significant difference between me starting doing what everybody said I should do.
Yeah.
And then there was a moment where I decided, I said, screw this.
I'm going to do what I want to do.
I'm going to be me because here's the deal.
This is what I wanted to get into.
Why should I be you know what's the hardest thing to do is lie. Mm-hmm. Now hear me out. Hold on. There's a but, right? There's another foot. Do you know why I don't lie?
Tell me.
Do you know why I don't lie?
Why?
Because
But that's some ASMR shit.
Because it's hard. It is ASMR.
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you know why I don't lie? Because it's hard to lie. You know why? Because you have to remember.
You have to maintain.
You have to remember.
Yeah.
What if I just told you the truth all the time?
Bro, I haven't always been a Christian.
Think about it.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was raised Christian.
I've lied, and I've gotten caught up.
But what did you learn from that? Think about how hard that shit is.
It's fucking exhausting, bro. It's exhausting.
I was literally just going to say that word. It is literally exhausting.
Yeah.
But you know what's not exhausting? Being yourself and losing 1 out of 4 clients because they want someone wearing a suit to show their houses. Well, guess what? As soon as I realized that people were hiring me for me and I could wear, and I'm not saying that I show up in fucking whatever. It actually doesn't matter where I show up.
Do you show up in Crocs? Do you wear Crocs?
I don't own Crocs. I didn't own Crocs.
Me either.
But like, you know, if you catch me on a weekend, your boy's going to have joggers on. You know, your boy's going to be wearing. I went to this is actually a fun story. I was referred to a listing this week.
Okay.
They fired this, and this might come off bad. I'm not going to give details so that nobody can chase it back.
Want names. No.
I got. They hired an old bag of an agent. All right, and they decided.
I know her.
They decided. Yeah, they decided that they were going to interview 4 people. Now I don't know if I got it yet. This is a true story. I don't know if I got it yet.
Right.
But I went to that interview wearing the Vans I have on right now and a hoodie.
Yeah.
And all it was myself.
Yeah.
I didn't bring any information to the table. The questions that they asked, I answered before they asked. Just because, you know, knowledge, personality, whatever. But it's not about that. This is the only real estate portion of this conversation I'm going to have.
Go for it.
Is that if you're selling a house, you're basically getting a relationship with somebody. Okay, you're dating somebody for at least 6 months. Let's just say 6 months, right?
Okay.
Could be less, but let's just say you're dating someone for 6 months. If you don't like me and you don't want to talk to me on a weekly basis, this isn't going to work. Yeah. My listing contracts, and Pissarro will back this up. Episode 1. I'm catching on.
I like it.
My listing contract expires 24 hours from the day you sign it.
Right. I've heard a lot. I've heard some good agents that do that.
If you're good at what you do, you know what you're doing, and you relate and have a good relationship, they'll never terminate.
They're yours.
And I will say this right here. I would say if my seller was across the table, because this is the bit.
It's fact.
They said, how long does your contract go for? I looked them dead in the eye and I said, this is $1 million listing. That means I'm going to have at least $1,000 worth of marketing into it before it's even live.
Right.
Okay? I look them dead in the eye and say, I'm going to have $1,000. You can terminate tomorrow.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow. And I'm like, it's not a wow.
That's it.
It's, I know what I'm worth. And if you don't like me at any point in time, you can get rid of me. But you know what happens? I don't know if that confidence resonates. I don't know if this I don't know what happens. But long story short, I'm good at what I do. I know what I'm doing. But if I don't like you,
you're out of here.
We'll see you later.
Yeah.
All right, enough business.
So,
what else you got?
No. This is gold. This is gold. That's a good check mark. So
I work for Ken.
I like that. I like that for 2 reasons. One, obviously,
this has been fantastic.
It's genuine.
I know we're getting long, but I want to do this again because I've got so much more to talk about.
100%.
I've got so much more.
Say less, bro. 100%. So, with that though,
come on.
There's a lot of value in what you just said for a newer agent, for somebody that's trying to build their brand, because there's a lot of here's the thing, and this is what I'm realizing. The more and more I'm in this, there's no difference between this hustle and almost any other hustle, right? If there's a situation where you can make money in a fairly fast amount of time, there's going to be leeches and saviors the whole path, right? So there's somebody that I can sell this to this. I can sell salt to a slug. I can do this. I can sell ketchup popsicles to a lady wearing white gloves.
And
right?
I'm telling you something, man. I've heard that a million times.
But the difference is is that you're bringing something to the table. So if everybody came to their interview in a suit, talking this, talking that, and there's nothing against those people. Let me be clear. Some of those people that rock suits,
them down. I will not cut them down.
Absolutely. However,
I just don't.
Of those, and correct me if my statistics or estimate is wrong.
Hit it.
5 out of those 10 people are in it for the wrong reasons. Right? 5 of the 10 people that come in.
50% of real estate agents are in it for the wrong reasons.
100%.
Not even interviews, not even fucking listing appointments. 50%. And this is going to be a hot take because I just literally, we didn't even get to the plug yet. I literally just opened my own real estate brokerage.
Right, which we're going to get to.
I'm tired of working for somebody else. I'm going to work for my own self. And I
That's
do.
huge,
I have
man.
an incredible partner.
By the way.
Thank you. We'll get there.
Yeah. I got that on the list. You checked over it, but I got it on the list. But no, that's
50% of 50% of people are in this business for the wrong reason.
Right.
And I ask you, right? I poke you, DM me, call me, text me, and I will work you through what you think you want.
Yeah.
And here's the best part of it. As we work through it, you may actually be that person that you might be the 50 that comes over.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that every single one of you is going to be over here. I'm telling you that for free.
Right.
This is not TV.
You've worked too hard. You've worked too hard.
I know people
to
like Joey.
Oh,
Joey, you sell 50 to 60 houses a year. Like it's so easy. You make this money. It's not, because if you remember minutes ago, my first year, that's 12 months.
Yeah.
And it took me 12 months to get my license. So that's 24 months. I sold one house that paid like $2,100, which was taxable.
Yeah.
So it's like $1,600, right?
Yeah.
Now at this point, I've worked through it.
You've grown.
I'm not going to pat myself on the back. I know what I have.
I'll
I know
pat you on the back. It's legit, and it's a blessing. But I think the reason why is because you had that moment or that case of the fuck it's. Because there's a lot of people that come into this industry.
I want to give that to my client, Jay Wilcox. He gave me the term "case of the fuckets."
Yeah,
and I love him for that.
Beautiful.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it. Jay didn't make it up. I've heard it before.
He didn't make it up, but that's the first time I heard it.
It's clean. I like it.
It is clean.
Yeah,
there's no fat on that joke.
There's no fat on that joke,
which is a Bill Burr
Lean
quote. Giving
Bill
Burr the quote on that.
There you go.
Always cite your sources. All right, go.
So no, but the point is, stop rushing me, Joe. Joe, listen. Stop rushing me on my fucking show, okay? We're going to stop that. I
swear to God.
We're going to stop that now. These pretzels are good. They're not that fucking good, okay? No disrespect, Mama B.
I'm just getting nervous because it's getting long. And like,
what are you worried about? We can have an 8-hour podcast if we wanted it. My cameras don't fucking stop.
Wait, we can cut it down?
We can cut it down. We can do whatever we want. We can make 4 episodes out of 1 episode.
Why don't you just tell me that from the beginning?
I just told you right now. Because I didn't think you were going to be so worried about time. Like...
I'm not worried about Pete and dinner. That's fine. That's cool. I don't worry about that.
Pete can wait. I'm sure he'll find something.
You know what Pete said?
Do.
He goes, I think you're underestimating the amount of time it's going to take. And I said, all right. He goes, but I'm also okay having a drink by myself at the bar.
Yeah,
I said, you better be.
Sure he is.
You better. All right. So now, all right. Let me just relax.
Take a breath.
I'm sorry.
In through the nose, out through the mouth. There you go.
Is that a nose joke?
I'm going to fucking...
Is that a nose joke?
No, it wasn't a nose joke.
You kidding me? I'm a straight up Dago, bro. Well, I'm actually a 50-50. My dad was German. My mom was a Dago.
So you're not Polish at all.
You're such a bitch. Episode 1.
Where's that
Chris
button at?
Becerro. Yeah, I need to have access to that.
Yeah, maybe next episode. So, what I'm going to say is...
All right, before you do that...
No! Top your shit off. Let's fucking roll.
All right.
So...
Hit it.
Realty Co.
We're gonna go neat. Oh yeah,
Realty Co,
Let's do business. Let's do business. Let's do the plug.
So, you just opened your own brokerage. What is your title? Broker owner, CEO, broker owner. What are you?
All right. Here's the deal.
Give it to me. These Mama B with these fucking pretzels, bro. You might have to put those over there.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm actually gonna ask you this. I would like you to come next summer. I always have a pool party at my mom's house, right?
I'll be there.
When we grew up, my pap had the pool.
Is it an above ground pool? I don't swim in above ground pools. Peasants.
Buddy, it's an in-ground pool. We live on 2 acres.
Hey, I should have known better.
We got a diving board 8 feet.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, you're really going to like it.
Okay.
No, you're definitely coming next year, though.
Oh, 100%. Right. I'm in there.
All right, so Realty Co. Let me just give the rundown here.
First off, where's it at?
It is going to be in the Crafton Ingram Shopping Center.
Okay.
For anybody that's wondering, that is basically right outside of the city.
Okay.
Maybe about 2 minutes. It's just right over a bridge. I know.
Which one?
The West End Bridge, yeah. Just rip up Steuben Street. Never forget.
That's exciting, man.
So I want to think about how I want to say this, because it's not like it's not just like
this is your baby.
It's not like we're I'm driving this car. It's like here's the deal. I've had my license. I've had my real estate license it'll be 8 years.
Okay.
I'm not getting dramatic. It's
okay, Joe.
It's the Cajun. I've had my license for about.
You can see the whiskey kicking in, right?
I was going to say, I hit the button twice in 2 minutes. So here's the deal. I've done my license for a very long time. I've been through a lot of different things. I've learned I've learned a ton of lessons.
For sure.
I've learned how to handle's probably the wrong word. I've learned how to, handle situations, but I've learned how to communicate. Like any new agent that's listening to this, like if you take anything away from this, if you've gotten to this far in the podcast, if there's anything that you could possibly take away from this, it's communication. And like it keeps coming back. Day one was communication. 3 years in was communication. 4 years in was communication.
Yeah.
8 years in was communication. Like it never stops.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you fucking know. If you called somebody every 5 days on a 30-day transaction and just said, hey, just checking in, what's going on? Hey, just checking in, we had the diet. Hey, just checking in, just check. If you did that, you would get more referrals than any of the fucking money you're paying Zillow for fucking transactions. I'm
gonna star that word, referrals. Keep going.
Referral? No, it's there's a book. It's Business the Easy Way, Live Life by Referral. It's a little green book. I don't know if that's, don't quote me on that. I'm paraphrasing what the name of it is, but he goes, I went to this one that actually meant more to me than anything out of everything I've ever paid for. I paid $5,000 for a weekend. I've paid $7,000 for a weekend. I've paid all this shit for this information, but the one that solidified the most, he starts talking to me, and I'm not going to release it here. We'll do one of those. We'll do one of those Facebook
next
ads.
episode.
Yeah, but
if you buy this subscription for $19.99, you will find out what mastermind Ryan went to.
Just says like, stay in your lane,
Mm-hmm.
and then once you get in your lane,
capitalize.
Whatever, play around, settle on. So we start talking about this, and this is the. For those that don't know this, it's been a tough year for me. It's been a rough 2 years for me, really, and I don't want you to feel badly for me. I do not want you to feel bad for me. I don't at all. This was the first time, and I'm talking to Ken here because he's the only person that really understands. This is the first time that I've felt energy again about what I do. And maybe
it's so priceless, dude.
I think season 2,
it's so priceless.
Episode 2, whatever the fuck it is, we can talk about it. But we're sitting across the pool from each other. We're both a little tuned up, which is fine.
Yeah.
But we're talking about. We're not selling each other anything. We're just talking about what had happened and like what he had learned, and he's giving me. You know, for anybody that's listening out there that doesn't understand the monetary value of this, like for the information, it might sound cheap, but like the information he's giving me cost him $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 to be in this room, to get face to face with a Ken and I, to get face to face with a Joey. We're not, you know what I mean? Like, but
but I let me pause you on that, and we're gonna have to hit the fast forward on your story. But
I will fast forward it.
I think what you're saying is something that should lock in with a lot of agents, new, experienced, in the game for a little bit. You know, it really doesn't matter. I think the more you learn in this industry, you know, when you talk to a seasoned veteran or you talk to somebody who's been through some shit, and this is life in general, right?
I would agree. Yeah.
When you have the ability to pick somebody's brain that has been in the game at a higher level, right? It would be, to put it in comparison, you know, I just got out of, you know, Pop Warner football, and I had the opportunity to talk to a player in the NFL, right? My son, for instance, so my son is in 8th grade. He's going into 9th grade. when he gets the opportunity, or if he gets the opportunity to talk to a college athlete, a D1 AA college athlete, a D1 straight up big section athlete, whatever it is, he's glued. He's locked in, right? And
he should be.
Some of these agents, I feel like that's so what you're getting at, or what he's trying to express to these people is your business can grow just by sucking experience from somebody who's willing to give it to you, right? There's no break where it's like, oh, I have to do this, I have to pay for this class, I have to go to this. Like, there's going to be a moment in your career, at least there was for me, and it sounds like there was for you, where talking to somebody and just putting your life into perspective, or realigning the trajectory of what, like, wait a minute, that's because it's so fast paced, right? This industry is so fast paced, and there's times where I have to sit myself down, and as I mature in the industry, I'm able to do this a little bit more frequent. But there's times where I'm losing my shit. My phone's not ringing as much as it should. My emails aren't getting responded to as much as it should. My agents aren't performing the way that they should. And I start running down this crazy slope of, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this. And then it's like, hold up, bro. And my mentor, which is my owner, Jason Checo.
Which is an absolute G, by the way. I will 100% give him the credit that he deserves. He's an incredible individual.
He sat me down, and I was going through this just like this, rambling. Like, bro, this isn't working. I've been doing this. This isn't working. And I'm trying to do these new things. I'm trying to pull this. And he's like, hey, why are you recreating the wheel? He's like,
don't.
What did you do? What were the 5 steps I gave you at the beginning? And I went through them. And he's like, are you doing that? And I was like, no. Like, I was so off center because I had gotten taken on this wave and then this wave and then
because we
this
see so much bullshit out there, man.
So when he recentered me, like, legitimately, he recentered me and was just like, bro, do what you know, be you,
to have a genuine
overextending.
Man, like, not man, to have a genuine person like Checo. You guys, all of you, anybody at Lending Heights, obviously Ken and I is the best lender in the world, but
come on,
but. Never forget, come on. To have something like that is huge.
It's vital. It's vital. But you don't have, like, and that's my fear, and that's why we have this show, right? That's the genuine ethos of why we have this show, is because there's certain people.
Like
thank
that.
you.
That was
thank
a good
you.
word. That was
Shout out to Jocko Willink. But there's certain people that they're teaching people, right? It's not hard to have a team in real estate. It's really not. It's not hard to be.
Actually, I'm actually upset with the lack of credentials that the state allows you to have.
100%.
And, teams are going to be upset with me to make that comment, but I 100%.
Shots fired. We want all the smoke on keeping it real. It's truth.
It's 100%. And there's a point I want to make before we end the show, and I know we're getting a little bit long, but what I'm saying is that the teams, the requirements for a team to be formed is so minimal, it's actually ridiculous. And I think that it's actually borderline.
It's predatory.
I'm be careful what I say. I think it's borderline a liability.
For sure.
Because if you got your real estate license tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
All right, you're a lender. You got your real estate license tomorrow. You could sign me up under you as a team. Mm-hmm. Day one.
For sure.
That's ridiculous.
It's insane, right?
It's ridiculous.
So, but what is the take from that for our audience, right? Like, let's not just talk between you and I, but let's throw some shit at the audience. And this is something for all of you agents. If you're on a team, and as a
I'll be
broker
careful
owner,
with what I say.
So, and you're going to check
me. I'm going to finish the broker story and then
no,
we'll
I want to jump this real quick.
All right, hit it.
Because I'm feeling warm about it.
I'm way down.
I want to fucking ruffle some feathers.
This is your
before
schedule.
I fucking
I'm
end.
down with it, man.
What I'm saying is,
ruffle schedules.
I want to ruffle feathers, not schedules.
Feathers, not schedules. Feathers, whatever. I'm working on it. All right, good.
What I want to get across is that you see, there's a reason that you can see someone jumping from this brokerage to this brokerage to this brokerage to this brokerage, and it's the same in lending, right? I'm not going to say that it's any different in lending. There's good leaders, there's bad leaders. If you are on a team, and I support teams. Like, let me be very clear. I think being on a team is, for a newer agent or even a semi-seasoned agent, is very good if your team is set up for the right reasons. The same way as if your brokerage is set up for the right reasons, right? So you have to watch the gimmicks. You have to watch the the pyramid scheme technique of somebody thinking, I just need 5 people on my team, and if they at least do this, then I can make this, right? If your mentality is to set up your compensation, you're going to get fucked. But you're not going to get fucked as bad as the people that are trusting you to lead them into the right direction. Does that make sense? Right? So, like, if I have a team, like, make sure your team...
I got Cajun in my mouth, but
I get you. Make sure your team has... Your team leader, specifically, has your best interest at heart. Not your commission, not your volume, but you as a person.
They're not worried about their split. They're worried about if you're on a team personally, because if you look at it at a macro level, if you're a real estate agent and you're like, oh, I want to join a team.
Yeah.
Well, you're joining a team day one as soon as you pick a brokerage, because that should be, as far as I'm concerned, your team leader.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Follow me?
That's your jersey, for sure.
So if that team leader, be it a team or a brokerage, is, in your opinion, now obviously when you're new, there's a lot of things you need to learn.
Right.
There's time that goes into it.
For sure.
I don't sleep on that. Like I said, I was 12 months in, sold one house, right? And then I had a good team, and it was a good bit.
Right.
But if they're not in for the right reason, if you have an inkling, right, that they're in it just because they want their 20%, and that's an arbitrary number, but if they're in there just for their 20%, you're at the wrong place.
Facts.
Because there are, and I know this, I will speak for Ken and I. He's at Lending Heights because it's an incredible company.
Yeah.
They don't, and I'm being dead honest with you. I don't use Ken all the time, and he can confess to that. Like,
That's fair. Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, I love when I work with him because he's fantastic. But like, I
do not shout your other lender out on my show. By the way, go ahead.
I'm not gonna do that. I wasn't gonna do that. Jeez,
Oh,
insecurity said,
"Hey,
what?
bro, I'm petty. Straight up, I'm petty as fuck."
No,
Sometimes.
it's fair. It's super fair. I wasn't gonna get my lender up.
Good.
The point being,
it's like no, it's fair.
But you know what I'm talking about?
No,
you know
100%, 100%.
You made me lose my train of thought because you came at me with the fucking shoulder.
No. You go for it. Go for it. It's 100%. It's
just don't be like when you first start. You're gonna be taken advantage of.
Yes.
Okay. And maybe you're not. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, everybody's being taken advantage of. But like when you're brand new, or if you want to get into this game, there are a lot of people that you should talk to, and there's a lot of people you shouldn't talk to.
Yes.
Like if you came to me, I own my own brokerage. I could make money off of you coming to work for me, but I will be dead serious with you. And this is not me selling shit, because Ken knows me for a couple years now.
Yeah.
If somebody came to me and said, should I work for you or should I work for them? I came from, a lot of people don't know this, I came from Howard Hanna. Howard Hanna is an incredible company to work for. They have an incredible back end. They have an incredible family. They take care of you. You might not even care for this, but like they genuinely will take care of you. They will grow you. They will do what they need. Do I feel like I outgrew it? 100%. That's why I started my own company.
Right.
Howard Hanna has had more people come through them and start their own company than anybody else I know.
That's fair.
And if that's got to be the best compliment you could give, right?
It is. There's a lot of agents that I know personally that jumped in with Howard Hanna because of the security, because of the name, because of the empire that they've built.
Great name.
And then there came a time where they were ready to grow past that point. There's some of them that are lifers.
And then you call Realty Co. Joey Booker, broker owner. Come on.
100%. But that is 100% fair. It's 100% fair. And
I'm allowed to say that.
You're allowed to say whatever you want. But I think the point that you're trying to make is valid, is that you got to start somewhere. And as you grow into this industry, you're going to find a home. It might not be the first year. It might not be 6 months. It might not be 2 years. But you're going to find, as you network, as you said, the most important word, communicate with other people in the industry. And that's a big thing. You can't be in this industry without talking to others in the industry, right? You have to be involved. You have to network. You have to find these things. And as you grow, you're going to find different footholds, different handholds to climb your fight.
I mean,
right?
I didn't find Ken until last year.
Right.
And I'll be honest with you, I've been doing business, like I said, and I've been doing business for 7-8 years. I didn't meet Ken until year 6. I mean, I've got a lot of other people in the world that I've met in between year 1 and year 6, but like I meet Ken and I'm sitting here right now because the only reason I'm sitting here is because he delivers, and I enjoy being with him.
Right.
Like, that's I feel like a very important thing.
That is the important thing, Joe. And that's so, like you said, right? I started this word when you were talking earlier, and we're gonna close up shop here shortly. But you brought up the word.
Keep going and cut it. I don't care.
Right.
But
you brought up the word referrals, right? There's 2 ways to make it in this industry successfully, and this is my opinion. This could be completely wrong. Somebody might have a 3rd, 4th, 5th, but you can chase commission, or you can chase relationships. Relationships bring commission. Commission just brings commission, right? So referral-wise, like we did a loan together, one of your best friends, right? You can shout him out if you want to. But we did his loan, and I can guarantee when I was done with him, when you were done with him, regardless of your friendship, anybody that he has, that he runs into, that he talks to, that he builds a relationship with, from now until his end of time, he's going to shout my name out or your name out, period. Right?
Facts.
There's no advertisement. There's no billboard. There's no sponsored Facebook ads. There's
I'm not in a newsletter. We're not in a fucking...
that can make that type of money, right? And that's where I learned it very quickly in this industry. One, the satisfaction of being able to help somebody, right?
Well, I don't want to... I know that you and I at this point in our careers is like... It doesn't sound like we're fast forwarding, but like we're here, right? So like when we are talking, when Ken and I are talking, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like we're here now, right? So it's like it's this. But like when you first start, it's sometimes hard to go back.
It's very You're right. And maybe I'm taking that for granted because this is a fucking gold nugget, is what we're laying out here.
But how long did it take you to get here?
It took me a while. How long
did it take me to get? I told you I sold one house.
Right. It took me a while.
Year 1.
My first year was not good. My first year was not good at all. I lost money. You know, like I wouldn't say I lost money because it's a little bit different on our risk benefits, but I wasn't where I wanted to be. Right. And that separates the people from being comfortable to like really pushing. And that's the greatest thing about real estate is there's no cap, dude. If you want to fucking work.
Mortgage, fucking home inspector, fucking real estate agent, fucking appraiser. There is no ceiling.
There's none.
And that's what it always comes down to.
Relationships.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry. I thought you were going to keep going, but no, 100%. It comes down to the relationships. It comes to the relationships because, at a certain point in time, think about a lawnmower, right? I'm going to go super, super ignorant analogy.
I don't think you really is what you just said, do you?
Yeah, no, I know what I said. Lawnmower, right? So,
do you know what that means to me?
No.
You don't know what that means to me. I had a landscaping company.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, look at that. See? Destiny fulfilled.
That's a true story. Go ahead.
So
give me your
with
analogy.
a lawnmower.
Go ahead, give me your analogy.
You pull the lawnmower. You got to prime it. If you have an older one, you got to prime it.
Carbureted, never forget.
Right. So all these things, you pull. Brr,
4-stroke.
You can't get it to run.
Unless you get that lawn boy 2-stroke.
Are you fucking with me right now?
I'm sorry, I'm a lawn boy. Come on.
So what I'm saying is, though, the goal in your career should be to be able to pull one start, right? Some of us take more. Some of us, we have a hard time. We got to take the air filter off. It's clogged up. Whatever it is, put better gas in it, drain it. You know, whatever it is on a simple 2-cycle or 4-stroke.
It'd be a 4-stroke, not a 2-cycle. That's
Weed whacker's a 2-cycle.
Well, also lawn boys are 2-stroke.
Okay. Well, nonetheless, is it fuel injected or carbureted? The new
2-stroke has no carburetors because the oil is built into the fuel.
But I'm talking about, I know that's why you premix, but I'm saying 4-stroke. Are we fucking doing this?
We're doing this right fucking now, bro. You don't want this.
Listen. The point that I'm trying to make is if you get that pull right, if you get your momentum right.
Yeah, he's right.
Your machine's going to run, right? And I'm going to run every time my shit's warmed up. I'm ready to go. My relationships are built, and I'm continue to build relationships. You'll get to a point where you don't have to. And at the beginning, correct me if I'm wrong, at the beginning, you'll take everything. You'll take anything. You'll be sucking shit off of the floor because you need that money. But as you get to a point, as you become more successful, there's a point where it's like, I don't need this. And it's not in a negative way. It's not in a I'm better than anybody way, but it's just where my mental is at, where my mind is at, and what's best for me and my business, right? So the point that I'm trying to make is if you chase relationships instead of commission, the commission will be far superior.
You never chase the commission. That's
you shouldn't, but there's a lot of people that do.
And I'd be ignorant to say that I didn't.
I think we all have at the beginning. We all have.
So I'm going to tell you. I know we're tight on time. Just be you.
Yeah.
Unapologetically. Do your job.
Yeah.
To the best of your ability. My pap had a phrase, and I don't know if this was repeated or not. All the way or not at all. I don't know if you've heard that before. I don't know if this is a
I
thing.
haven't heard that, but
all
I've heard
the way
similar.
Or not at all. Okay. So be yourself all the way, not at all. Not at all. And whether it be real estate, whether it be landscaping, whether it be delivering beer. I mean, I could go down a ton of rabbit holes on all these stories, but I'm not going to. But whether you're listening to this, you've gotten to this point, whatever the fuck you're doing right now, you're a new agent, you're a new lender, you're a new title agent. Do not get discouraged with the quiet, because if you continue to learn and be the best that you can be, and then you unapologetically be yourself, you will have no issue with anything whatsoever.
It's so easy at that point.
See, you think it's easy now, and I'm with you on that. It is easy now. But if you asked me 7 years ago, this is the hardest thing that ever happened.
100%. 100%. But isn't that crazy? And you mentioned earlier how crazy life is, how crazy time is, where when you started, you were always looking for the next best thing. You were always looking for the shiniest thing to show people, to make yourself bigger than maybe what you thought you were or what you actually were. I can sell this.
I got it now. It's called the...
Holy shit.
Have you ever heard of the Eureka effect?
No.
So whenever you lose a train of thought,
yeah,
it's called a Eureka effect.
Well,
it's a true thing. Right?
Eureka.
You know Eureka, right? Do you know where it comes from?
Sesame Street.
Well, okay. I'll give you that. That's fine.
That's all I have.
But Eureka effect is whenever you lose your train of thought, you start talking about something else to divert yourself from that conversation, and then it comes back to you.
Okay. So
and
say
I just lost it.
Eureka. You lost it again? God damn. Well, look, Joe.
Oh, no, I got it. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you. So I start delivering beer, and I get approached to get into real estate because my grandfather had rental properties. And I was like, Mama, I want to do rental properties. Yeah. And I go and meet a gentleman, and I'm like, yo, I want to buy a duplex. And they're like, hey, you should be a real estate agent. You have a big future in this. And at the time, I knew what my mom made, right? And I'm not going to talk about Mama B like that, but I knew what she made.
So right? Your mom was an agent?
No, my mother was, she owned a business.
Okay.
She owned the beer distributor.
Gotcha.
Owned,
yeah. So sorry. Yeah.
So I knew what she made. And, and this is the only time, you guys, someone might as well fucking clock this. This is the only time that Mama B ever shot Joey Booker down.
This is 1613. Which is 6/13, December 14th,
right.
2022.
So Pete's already at the bar. She said, I think it's too big of a risk. And I'll end with this, and then you can wrap it up. But this is very important, because there are people out there that are feeling the same way. Mm-hmm. My own mother told me, she said, this is too much to take on. You should just keep working here. You should keep doing this. At that point in time, her salary was like, we'll say $75,000. Okay, now at that point in time, just so everybody's aware, I was untouchable. My income was like 30 G's, right? So that was...
At that age, that's pretty fucking good.
Right. So I was like then and above, right? I was like, man. So I had this heat in my heart. I was like, I'm going to show her that I can do this, right?
Right.
This is one of my best stories ever. I was like, I'm going to show her that I can do this. I walked in 3 years later, and I showed her a 1099 for $200,000+. I'm not going to give you the exact amount, but $200,000+. And I don't want that to come off as being a fucking.
It's
like,
not. I don't think anybody is going to take it that way.
Because I don't want this to come up and be like, oh yeah, real estate is big. It took me fucking 3 to 4 years to make this kind of money. Like
right.
and the time that I put into it, like
the effort.
The only reason I'm defending this is because I literally every time I tell this story, get fucking beat the fuck up about it.
No.
So
I don't see.
I show my mom. I hand her my 1099 in the warehouse that I worked at.
Yeah.
She starts crying and gives me a big hug, and she says, "I'm so proud of you."
That's huge.
And the point of this story is that when I first started, I said, I can't wait to rub this into her face that I could do it.
Yeah.
But when I got there,
it's completely different.
I was grateful for everything she supported me with.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to end on.
That's huge.
That's
huge.
It's a wild story. I mean, it is what it is. And I've got so many more stories. And I need to come back. I need to come back. I have to come back.
That's not even a question.
We didn't even get to the fucking the list he had.
The list is fucking. Well, that's episode 2. So what I want this to be like is, for instance, Justin Reapus from LifeSpace.
Yes, sir.
He's going to be the next one on.
Good dude.
Real good dude. Chris is coming back. Pacero's coming back.
Chris is not allowed back.
So, but what I want in a perfect world, so like Joe Rogan will be bullshitting with somebody just like this. And out of nowhere, Dave Chappelle will walk into the fucking studio and just start bullshitting with them.
I'm so down.
Whoever his guest is.
I'm so down.
I need Joey Booker to be my Dave Chappelle. I have another mic set up right here. You can come in. This is the stand. This isn't the mic.
I got it.
But you come in, you bomb a fucking episode in the middle of something with Chris, with Pat, with Dalton. Brendan McKenzie was on the show.
You don't want to put me in that room, bro.
I want that.
You don't want me that. You don't want that smoke.
I think it will bring it to absolute life, dude. Because you're electric, Joe. So at the end of this show and at the end of every show, you guys know.
I don't know.
This is a little bit different now. Like I said, so this episode is going to post in, when you guys are watching this, it'll be 2023. It'll be January of next year. This is just to keep you guys in time. We're a couple of days before Christmas. So it'll come out early January. And we'll be posting pretty much every other week after that, every bi-weekly.
You're going to chop this up a little bit?
A little bit, yeah. Not too much, though. Not too much. I really want the rawness of it. So a little bit here and there. But I really, if we're keeping it real, it needs to be real, right? I don't want.
That's fair.
I don't want a lot of stuff. I want people to be locked in. Now the chop ups will be advertisements and shit.
I love this shit. Dude.
So like that mom story is definitely going to be by itself on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook. Just as I don't want to say
the Wiener Dogs or
the Wiener Dogs and the fucking check story, right? Because that's the thing, dude. Is that's the goal, and not only is it your goal to be able to show your mom that you could do it, and not in a spiteful way, but it was your mother's goal.
Well, that's the lesson.
And I'm speaking for Mama B on this. Mama B, don't take this the wrong way. So like my mother's gone, right? My mother passed away 2 years ago. And to the main goal as a parent, and I'm speaking as a parent myself, to be able to see your kids excel past what you could do is the only goal in life, right? Like your goals right now. I
don't know what that feels like.
You don't yet. You don't. I mean, shout out Joey Booger single, DM him. I'll put all of his information here, how you can reach him. It'll be on the screen right now.
412-477-1204.
There you go. But that is my goal, right? My goal is to give my children a better life than I had and to make sure that they pass me, right? And I've and having conversations with my father, and I know that, he'll have no problem with me saying this, is, at this time when I was your age, I wasn't making anything near what you're making. That's a blessing to me. To be able to see that, to be able to say, my dad made it to us.
Rich.
That's not the case, but that's a huge blessing to you. That's a blessing to your mother, far beyond what you know.
When you actually meet Mama Bulk, you're gonna love her.
I already love her. I don't even know. 100%. I wouldn't know her if she walked into this room right now, bro, and I love her to death. Have you ever seen Remember the Titans? Did you ever see the movie Remember the Titans with Denzel Washington?
Years ago.
It's a black and white thing. I'm not trying to make this racist at all. But
no, I know what the movie is. You don't have to tell them what it is. Everyone knows.
No, but I'm telling you because
I know.
So
I've seen it years ago.
Oh man, I can't remember their names. But whenever the white linebacker brings
Whitey McWhite,
the black dude over to meet his mother.
Oh yeah,
for the first time, right?
Yes.
And
I was
it's
being
still
ignorant.
awkward.
I was being ignorant. Yes.
But he walks up to her and he gives her this giant hug. He picks her up in the air, and this is like a huge moment for that time of whatever.
I agree.
I just want to let you know that I probably will give Mama B a giant hug because of the son that she raised, because of the work that she put in as a single mother. I'm very, very aware of that lifestyle. My sister, I watched my sister raise my nephews all by herself for a very long time. That's a special type of woman.
She'll respect you no matter what. That's
a very special woman.
Because you're a friend of mine.
Well, some of your friends are suspects, so I don't know about that. But listen, guys, I want to thank everybody for coming on the show, for watching this crazy episode. I know we touched on a bunch of crazy things.
It went a little long.
It's only going to get better every single week. Joey's definitely going to be back on the show.
I have so many things to talk about.
100%. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm not linking their podcast, but hey, listen, thank you guys for tuning in. Seriously, don't forget to hit that like, that share, that subscribe button. Follow us on Facebook. All of Joey's contacts were at the beginning of the episode when I introduced him. They're going to come on the screen again. So if you guys are selling a house, buying a house, or if you're a new agent or even a seasoned agent that really wants to jump in and maybe see what Realty Co is actually about, what he's been through.
We didn't even get there.
No, but we will.
But I'm not here to sell it. I'm not here to sell it.
That's not why we're here.
All you need to know is that I'm in charge.
What I was selling tonight was Joey Booker. Who Joey Booker is. The rest will fall into place.
That's the best thing about it. I'm not selling shit.
Boom.
Good.
Listen, guys, we'll see you guys next episode. Be safe. God bless. Peace.